Hello everyone. I'm just doing a video on how to use the Jennifer Maker 3D Advent Calendar and how to place it on your mats and get it sized properly. Although Jennifer Maker is great and full credit to her for the actual design, she doesn't show you how to change it to work on your mats. So I'm just going to do that for you now. You download the file from jennifermaker.com, put in Advent Christmas tree, and it brings up the file for you to download. So I downloaded the file. So if you click on upload an image, go on to browse, and in your download, or I had mine download to my download file, this is how it comes in. Okay, so it's tree countdown. You have to unzip the file first. When you do, you then get all these files. So this one has several. It's got PDFs and DXF, SVGs best for Cricut, individual pieces, information about the files, and other little bits of information, and then a photo of the finished product. Okay, so I'm going to choose SVG's best for Cricut. So I'm going to click on that. And then there are two different files there. One's for perforated and one's for scored. So I'm going to choose the scored one. Even though I don't have a scoring tool just yet, although my lovely hubby has just bought me one. Right, so it comes in as a cut image. Click on that so it's got the green around it. Click on upload. And then it comes in here into your images. I've already got one because I've already done this. So click on your image, just one click, and then click add to canvas. Okay. All right, so when you upload it, this is how your image comes in, and it's huge. So I'm going to take the screen size down to 25%, and then you can see all of the items are grouped there together. If I go now to make it, it comes up and it says it's too large for my mats, but I'm going to press OK on that anyway, just to show you. And then all these first ones are the score lines. Then there's images that get cut, more score lines, and more score lines, all saying basic cut. And then your last few mats, they come up on these really big ones, which are 30.5 centimeters by 61 centimeters, and they're 12 inch by 24 inch. I don't have those, so I know that I can't work with this. So cancel that. What I'm going to do is, I've got the whole thing highlighted, unlock the grid around it, and I'm going to take it down just by 1 centimeter. So this says the size width is 63.084. So I'm going to take that down to 62. And then its height is 68.229. So I'm going to take that down to 67. Just by doing, if I click on make it now, just by doing that 1 centimeter difference, now all of my mats are 12 inch. So everything fits on a 12 inch mat. Okay. Just by changing it by 1 centimeter. Okay, so in this right hand panel, you have all of your items listed, and underneath the first one, there are two. One says basic cut, the other says basic cut. Those are the little drawers here. you need to click on the little grey bit at the top and go over to Operation and click Score. And you need to do that for all of the items, every single one as you go down through. So you need to change all of those to score. That's if you have a scoring tool. If you don't have a scoring tool, click on the right hand eye and that hides that item. So you just click it on and it hides it. Okay, so I don't have a scoring tool, so literally all I'm going to do is go down through and click on the eye so it hides the item and then it doesn't come onto the mat. If you have a scoring tool, you need to change all of those to score. If you want to see that again, all you have to do is click on it and it comes back again. So for those of you who have a scoring tool, go all the way down through, change those little grey basic cuts to score by going to Operation, clicking Score. If you have a perforating tool, go to Operation and click Perforate, and it changes it there again. Or if you don't have either a scoring tool or perforating tool, just click the eye and it hides that item. So I'm going to go down through and change all of these so they're all hidden. So this little heart here, I don't really want to print that. Cut that out, so that's fine. All those numbers are basic cuts. This is the scoring line here is for one of the structures for the inside. Hide those. Or change it to score if you have a scoring tool. Just keep going all the way down through until they're all hidden. Okay, so I've gone through all of them. Okay, so if I now click on Make It, let's have a look at the mats. Okay, so you can see now there are no scoring lines anywhere. And everything has been placed on 12 by 12 mats. Oh, I've missed one. See that one there? So I've missed one somewhere. To go back and check that. And that would be on 24 different mats. Right, so I'm going to cancel that. Go back to the panel and find where I've missed one. That one, there it is. So I've hidden that one. All right, so they're all definitely done now. Right, so if I go to Make It again, it's good to show that you make mistakes because then it helps people to see how easy it is to correct. Okay, so now we're down to 22 mats. All right, so I want to go back again. Now, all of these get printed on at least 180 GSM card. I found, or my husband found for me online, that the Works do these double-sided packs for £4. So it's a good tip for anybody in the UK go and have a look at the works. Okay, so these individual baubles with the numbers on, let's make that a little bit bigger so you can see. Right, these ones here. Okay, now I want to cut them out on a completely contrasting color card, in a different glitter card, rather than using them on the paper that I've got, so you can see them really clearly when they're printed out. So I'm actually going to hide all of these as well. Okay, so now if I click on Make It, go through these, and you will see that they're gone. And we're down to 21 mats. And you don't actually need 21 mats, obviously. You can do each mat, if you've only got one, just do one at a time, because the maker stops and asks you. All right, so I've taken that down a little bit smaller. So now, if you look, there are none of the baubles here. You can't see them. If you want to see one of them again, all you have to do is click on that eye there, and you can see, look, it's come up again here. All right. So it's easy to not cut out pieces if you don't want to, and then next time go back and unhide them so you can print them out again. Okay, so if you now click on Make It and then Continue, it's connected to my maker, and I'm going to click on Heavy Cardstock. If you've got glitter paper, then use that instead. I'm going to leave the default at the pressure at default, and you can see here it's asking me for the fine point blade, which I have. If you have kept the scoring lines, here now it would be asking you to put your scoring or your perforating tool into clamp B. And what happens is, if you've kept the scoring lines because you have the tool, you put your scoring blade into clamp B. It will then do the score on the first mat, and then it will stop and ask you to put in the fine point blade. You don't unload the mat, you just leave it, take the scoring tool out, put the fine point blade in, and it will then go on to ask you to click the Cricut C to do the cut. All right, but I don't actually have the tool yet, so at this point I would just be using the fine point blade. Okay, so I have 4 mats that are the light grip, which I use for card, and I was talking to you earlier about popping to the works. So now this is what I bought at the works. It's a 12 by 12, £3, as you can see, and it's double-sided, and it's really beautiful. It's all lovely sort of pale lilacs, pale blues, and so on. It has 24 sheets in there, and as you can see, that's one side and that's the other. But if you were doing scoring lines on it, turn it over to the side that you don't want it to show, because you need the scoring lines to be on the back of your card rather than on the front. So when it's finished one mat, it waits for you to load your second one in, and then it will start cutting the next one. Alright, so it's finished the second one. Unload that one, and you can see the cuts quite clearly on this sheet. So it's done a nice job. Okay, so the third and fourth mats, let me show you, are the inside structures, 2 pieces for the inside structures, which get folded over. So what I'd like to do is show you how, so I'm going to load this one in. If you see on, sorry, just set this one going. Okay, so that's the third. So at the moment we're going to be cutting this one, and then the next one is below. And because these pieces of card are 12 by 12, I'm going to flip the mat around and put that same mat back in. So you're not wasting a heap of card. Literally, I'm going to flip that piece around and mat 4, which is this one, should cut down that side nicely. Keep your fingers crossed. And yes, it has. It's cut with plenty of space between the two. And so instead of, like I originally did, I used separate sheets for each one, I've now put 2 cuts on one page. Okay, so there's the edge of one line, and there's the edge of the other one. So that's the bottom of one where I flipped it around. The edge of the bottom one is here. So there was plenty of space there for both cuts without using separate pieces of paper. Okay, so I stopped my original cut and wanted to show you how to manipulate these to allow you to fit these on the same page, so 1 and 2 on the same sheet of paper. So if you highlight, so I've clicked on mat 1, and that puts a blue box around it, and it gives you a rotating button, and also there's a little menu button here, and you can move the object or hide the selected. But what I want to do is use the rotating button, rotate that one, put it up there, and then I'm going to do the same but the opposite way round for the bottom one. So I'm going to put that at the bottom of the page. Okay, now I'm pretty sure, well, I'm 100% sure that those 2 will fit on the same sheet. So we're only using 1 sheet, and I'm going to do the same for the last 2. So you click on the mat that you want, and then click on the rotating button. Move that one up there. Okay, I'm happy with that. Then the last mat, and this one I want like that. Okay, so now if we look at 1, 2, mat 1, 2, 3 and 4, what I'm going to do is cut these two on one sheet simply by rotating the sheet when it comes out of the maker, and the same for 3 and 4. Okay, so I've cut out all of my pieces now. I managed to save some paper by doing some of them on one sheet like I showed you, so there are an awful lot of pieces there. They're all done, and now I need to bring back the baubles, which, if you remember earlier on, I hid them all so you couldn't see them. So they're on this right hand panel here, and I'm just going to unhide them. You can see them coming back in here. So just quickly do that. So that's the last one. Okay, so now I want to have just these baubles, so I need to click on the whole thing, ungroup, and now I can move these items out of the way. Okay, and then I'm going to highlight all of these, right hand click on them and copy, and I'm going to open up a new window for just those baubles. So you can do that by clicking on File, New Window, okay, new project, right click again, paste, click on Make It, as you can see they go across the screen, and I've got an A4 sheet here which I put horizontally, which all of them will fit on just fine. So click Continue, and I'm going to use holographic cardstock, default setting, and away you go. Right, so whilst that's cutting out, you can see here I have 2 Cricut screens, and it's really helpful. You can have as many as you want, but it does mean that you can copy and paste from one screen to another, allowing you to work on several bits at the same time. Okay, so I've cut out all of my baubles. I'll take them off the mat in a minute. The final thing I wanted to show you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is click on new project, and I want to replace it with the original picture that or SVG that was loaded in. So click on your image and insert it, and this is where you can see where all the score lines are. So you know that this has got to be folded in the middle. These have got to have, take that down a little bit, the boxes that slide in have got to have the score lines here, okay, and on these side bits as well. Your top piece has got to have all those score lines on it, or folds on it, and the same for the smaller boxes. So just use that as your guide to do your folding. What I use is a metal ruler, and you can see where you need to start the point on this one, on the top. You need to start it at that point and then work out to each of the outer points. So you can see that. So you need to use that point and go out to that one. So do it that way around to make it easier. So you start at this point here and you go out to each point of the curve. So then I just literally fold it. Okay, so that's folded, and I'm doing it that way so I have this blue on the outside. If you didn't want that blue on the outside and you wanted this to be on the outside, then start at that point down there again. So you start at this point here to the point of your edge and fold it that way, and then just keep doing that. Until you've gone all the way around. I tend to sit and watch the telly and do this because it takes a while. So it obviously would be a lot easier to have a scoring tool where it would be done already, and then all you'd have to do is glue everything together, or fold it up and glue it together. And then you need to do this last piece here, which is the edge to glue it together with. Okay, so then that literally folds onto that. And you glue that bit there, stick it down, and then you end up with your top. Let's just show you one of the drawers. Okay, so I'm going to have this as the outside. So on your drawer you have your two edges here. So your first one is there, second one is this side. Okay, so that's your two bits there. Then you have from that edge to here, and then from that edge to here. We've also got this one. Fold that up. Okay, and it does help as well to do the one across the middle. There you go. So then you would glue on this bit. That goes like that. And then glue these two outer edges on the outside there. They go inside. They go inside. Glue them together, and there you have your drawer. And hopefully that helps everybody. All right, thanks. Bye.